Hi everybody, Bruce here, and welcome to the second in the series of finger picking technique lessons. Today we're going to go over freight train, so let's just jump straight into the chords. We've got one measure of C, 1, 2, 3, 4, two measures of G, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, one measure of C, 1, 2, 3, 4, one measure of E, 1, 2, 3, 4, two beats of A minor, 1, 2, two beats of an F. You know, you can play a short version of an F like this. You can play sort of an F major seventh like this, because we're not going to be playing this first string. So play the F like a partial bar, except that you only play second, third, fourth, and fifth string. It's almost like an F major seventh like that. So there's two beats of that F like that, and then two beats of a C, 1, 2, two beats of a G, 1, 2, and then four beats or a full measure of C to finish up. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go over the lead part first by holding down the chords and then playing the lead with our little finger. So we're going to start off with a C chord, and we're going to start off the lead with a G, which is the third fret of the first string, and it's going to go like this. Okay, just G, E, D, C. And then we go to a G chord, and we play the second string open as the lead note, and then G to a F, and then it goes. Alright, and then we play an E, and the lead is on the first string open, and then it goes to the first fret of the first string, which we play by barring like this, to a D, and then an A minor chord, D, and then an F chord with the lead note on the C, open, and then down to the A, C, G with an open first string, D, and then end with the C chord and the C note. So let's just go through that whole lead part again. Now I'm going to go over the rotating bass part with you, and this is why that first lesson was so important, to understand how sometimes you have to vary your 3-string rotating bass and go to a 2-string rotating bass because of the chord that you happen to be playing at the time. So this is going to be C like this, and then G, G, C, E. Now we're going to go A minor to that F, and we go, so we play, we've been playing three note rotating bass up to this point, but we have to play this pattern like that here. Then we go back to the regular C, so the only thing different in there, they're all 3-string rotating basses, except when you get to that F, you do a pattern like that. Here's my little buddy right here. All the animals here come to join me. How you doing, fuzzy face?
Yo, stop. You jealous?
Okay, we're going to start pulling it all together now by combining the lead and the rotating bass parts together. But rather than just jumping straight in over our heads with all the syncopation and everything, we're going to play it in a very straightforward manner that just as we had learned the lead notes by playing them very simply along with the fixed chords, we're going to play them very simply now with a simple rotating bass, and we're going to leave all the syncopation out of it. So we're going to play it like this. So hopefully you had a chance to do that little exercise that I taught in the first finger picking technique lesson, because a lot of those ideas are going to come into play now in terms of the syncopation. So what we're going to do is we're going to take the rotating bass, we're going to combine it with the lead part that we just played in a very straightforward fashion, and we're going to put a little bit of syncopation in it. And the way that a lot of that syncopation comes in is I usually play one finger per string. So if there's any note that's going to be played on the first string, I'll play it with my ring finger, and then the second string, my second finger, and this finger tends to be sort of the little filler or syncopation that comes into it when you hear that. So I'm going to go ahead and play it with the syncopation now, and you listen to and see how it's compared with the very straightforward version of the lead. But you will notice what's important about the fingerpicking style is the bass never changes. The bass is always very, very rhythmic, and it is that comparison of the upper notes that are playing around with the rhythm, playing against that very steady rhythm section of the bass notes that gives it that unique sound. So here it is. Okay, and just a couple more little things to finish up. You might have heard some embellishments in there that really add to the feeling of the song, one of which is going from the C to the E. So all I'm doing is I'm playing that I'm hitting a hammer. So it's the same pattern. And that's typical of the kinds of things that you can do with the fingerpicking style to change chords. The other thing is you probably heard me playing around with doubling up on these two fingers, like putting little things like that, stuff like that in there. Again, that will just come naturally to you as you feel like you need a little bit of a filler there and you're used to playing with those fingers. You can just add an extra note, a 16th note or an 8th note or whatever happens to fit in there like that to fill in. I guess one more thing I can show you is the lead into it, the walk-in. From this typical G to C, G, A, B, C. I like to play it like this. Another thing to do is to play the one of these open strings as a grace note, like that. Okay? Well, that just about wraps up this lesson. I hope you got something out of it. You know, fingerpicking techniques are incredibly versatile. They can be used for folk music like this song, for country, for blues, and don't underestimate your ability to integrate it in with rock music, because you consider people, Jeff Beck, Mark Knopfler, who always play fingerstyle. Very powerful technique that you can develop in your any style of music that you play. So I hope you enjoyed it, and next week we're going to get into a little bit of Chet Atkins. So we'll see you then. Take care.